it's different, to say the least. I mean, the whole contracts thing alone
Makes it
is
interesting.
really weird. I mean, and not to mention you get bonuses from the guild, but you can only get those bonuses if you actually have the guild contract active, and being able to basically only funnel out guild funds through those contracts helps out a lot, I think, in the like long run of things, so that you don't have like corrupt guild leaders. Sometimes you just sneak a few million out of the guild bank.
Yeah.
Well,
I definitely like it was definitely weird when I first started the guild, just learning all the aspects of the guild. There's actually quite a lot that you can learn, that you have to sit down and actually pay attention to, like micromanaging the money and how many you're gonna do payments and things like that. And I think it actually not only does it encourage people to stick with a guild, because what a lot of people don't understand is like the paychecks are based on players' actual contribution to the guild. So if you're doing guild quests with your guild and you're actually contributing, you can actually get paid more. And you actually, as a leader, you cannot actually boost someone's paycheck unless they've actually gone ahead and done, unless they've gotten max contribution for the week. You have to have 10,000 contribution before you can actually max out the thing fully. Now, if they have less than that, then you can do a little bit in little bit increments. But if you're trying to double someone's pay or something like that, then they have to have 10,000 contribution points for that week. And you can't do that unless I've got that. And another thing is like, if you quit with your contract still going, then, you're going to end up having to pay the guild to the guild bank. And you can't just have some crazy power hungry guild leader who's like, what, you look funny, fuck you, get out. And because if you kick them, then you got to pay 3 times. There's one thing that pissed me off the most is when people would quit the game, and it's like, at the time we were doing 30-day contracts, and they would quit, and I was like, fuck, I gotta kick this guy. Now I gotta pay him. I gotta send them money that's gonna go into the abyss. They're never gonna get it because they're not playing anymore. So as a GM, you have to sit there and think, oh well, I'm not gonna kick this person because maybe he looks funny or he talks funny or something like that. Maybe I'll actually keep him. You have to really really think on who you're inviting into the guild and things like that. It can't be just spamming. And not to mention, I see it. Some people were saying, the fact that 100 cap is really really nice. Like, it does prevent a lot of certain guilds from running around. Now, don't get me wrong, you can have multiple guilds, which is done and is possible, but it makes it a lot more difficult than just to run 2 guilds versus running 1 guild.
It sounds to me like the way that they've done it has secured a position to actually make it worthwhile to be part of a guild and to keep your guild mates or guild members in a position where they want to be with you, which I like, because you know what, a lot of us have had that experience where we've been part of a big guild where it's been either a lack of management or too much management or too much bullshit, right? And this seems to take away a lot of that. I know you had something to say, Buzz. What's going on?
Well, what I was going to add to that, and everybody's been in a large guild where you've got an asshole that's a guild leader and he's got his little tiny clique of friends. So when go out and kill the Kraken, who gets the first Kraken glider, who gets the second, who gets the third, and if you're just a regular peon that built your own, you look at it, you're never going to get one. Well, with the way, and that's one of the things that goes into the no direct player trading, those guild leaders, they're not going to play Black Desert, because they're not going to be able to get fed the maps and the gear so they can run around in the Lord's costume. They're going to have to get it themselves. And those types of people, they're going to go and play some other game. And that's one of the big reasons, besides the gold sellers, everything else, that I'd like to know trading between players. Because you know what? If they want it, they're going to have to earn it themselves.
Exactly. And I support that model too. If you want something from us, you got to show your place and earn where you're coming from in that front. Ghost Canoe, did you have anything to talk in on that?
I like the no trading. I've always liked it. I've always thought it was a good thing to add into. It's going to stop, like Buzz was saying, from a lot of the feeding systems that go on in games. If you're there and you show up and you put it into work, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, I'm a newer player. If you're at a boss and you kill a boss, you get your own separate loot, correct?
Yeah.
And that is the amazing part about it, I think. You don't see many games that do something like that.
What I wanted to say was, actually in Korea there used to be a exploit where you could basically trade certain gear through a method, but 50% of it would be destroyed, the other 50% would still go through. And they actually patched that out recently because of that specific issue. But I do personally love that there's no actual trade.
It's kind of hard to get used to if you're used to having to trade for anything that you want. Hey, I need some gold. Can you help me out, man? Yeah, I'll give you some. Here you go. It's kind of difficult to get used to that whenever you're so used to getting what you need at the time. But really, it's
Well,
not that hard just to go out there, grind a bit. You'll get paid. Doesn't take you
Yeah,
long.
definitely.
they have a
because-
mechanic. I'm sorry, but they do
Okay,
have
go
that
ahead.
mechanic where you can. So, like, you have a buddy that you're already 50 and you're power leveling them up or whatever. You can do the loot bag. So all of the black stones and everything that drops, they can go ahead and grab them.
They
So there
disabled that, by
is
the
that
way.
mechanic. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Ghost?
They disabled the loot bag a few patches ago.
Oh, well, I've been busy with Fallout. So
You can still
I'm-
change the loot settings, though, can't you? So
Yeah,
someone-
you can still just have items
Yep.
sell on the auction house, and then the money's split.
But still, in that
I
fact,
hope that they
sorry.
bring the loot bag back though, because that was actually really cool.
But still, in that aspect, it still takes work. You got to go out there. You got to grind a bit. I mean, it's no easy game. It's a game that you're gonna actually be spending time in, putting dedication. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, when I first started playing, I had a huge issue leveling because I was like, well, I mean, as a giant, I mean, you're just tanking everything. So I actually vendored multiple black stones, like 6 to 7, just to buy health potions the first time I started playing. Because that's how like poor I was, and I was like, yo, can you help me by like killing some mobs? And my buddy actually, helped me get some silver by killing mobs for me.
All right, guys.
Of
So
course.
I'm gonna venture out here with something that strikes me as awesome, like right out of the gate. Let's talk about the fact that you're just buying this game, which is extremely different from everything that I've ever experienced. There is no subscription at this point. There's no need for any of that stuff. I like it. Not gonna lie, I don't like my Canadian dollar being worth shit, but hey, we live in a society where bad things are happening all around the world, and we have to deal with that. But I like the concept. I really do. I haven't seen a whole lot for Cash Shop or any of that stuff, so it's kind of hearsay in my realm right now. What have you guys experienced with it?
Cash Shop in Korea is expensive. For example, a costume, you're going to drop $55 on it. Now, until we actually see a Cash Shop North America, it's going to be hard to tell. I know that from the pre-purchase package, you can figure out that 100 pearls is going to equal $1, which is a better conversion than what it is currently. So my way I'm thinking is, since it's going to be buy to play rather, I'm hoping that they're not going to charge the full 50. I think 25 or 30 bucks for a costume is reasonable. Pets, I could see them, going for $5 to $10, depending on what flavor. That's personally what I would like to see, but until we see it, it's all speculation.
Yeah, personally, I'm not buying the pre-order till I see a Cash Shop, so I know what I'm getting into.
And I think that's a fair assumption.
I know a lot of people that are doing that. To be honest, the Cash Shop is very worrisome, very very worrisome. For the Korean version, it plays such a big role in the game. Being able to sell it's essentially buying silver. I mean, that's essentially what it is right now on the Korean version. You know, you spend $50, you turn around and you drop it on the auction house for 50 million, and then you turn around and get also 15 loot drop scrolls and all this other BS. And you know, I think for a lot of people, the cash shop is going to be really what you know, what's dependent on um, the whether or not the NAEU version is successful.
All right. Speaking of packages and pay to play, or sorry, buy to play, let's take a look at the pre-orders that they dropped last week. Give me 2 seconds. I need to get these up here. Wow, that almost worked way too well. Jesus. Clicky clicky. All right, so as you guys can see, I've brought up the Black Desert pre-order package page, and it's pretty obvious. You know, they give you 3 packages right out of the gate. We've got your Traveler's package for $29.99, your Explorer's package coming in at $49.99, and then your Big Boy Conquerors package is $99.99. And they all come with some fun stuff. I mean, I personally jumped right in on the Big Boy package because I wanted to be part of closed beta 1 and 2. And there was some stuff in there that looked like it was kind of cool. For your average everyday player, what do you guys think of these bundles so far?
$50 is more than enough for someone average player, unless you're trying to stay competitive and keep on top of the top farming spots. Then the $100 is necessary due to the extra 2-day head start over the $50.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say the most for an average player is going to want the Explorer's package, even the travel. And it's for an average player, it's going to be really dependent on how much do you really want a horse. I'm going to be honest though, for an average player, I don't know how basically the only worthwhile thing that's extra from the middle package, the Explorer's package versus the Traveler's package, is the pet. And the reason why I say that is because Tier 3 horse is a joke right now currently in the NAEU version, because they have done a lot of retroactive patches. So we are playing technically on an earlier version, but all the patches that are current in the Korean version are actually implemented already, which means that we already have Tier 4 horses and shit in the wild that people can capture. So a Tier 3 horse is a joke. But the horse whistle and the pet is very, very good. And people will enjoy it. Now, I will say this, coming from, I play on the Korean servers and I live in Japan, so my latency is like 30. So that being said, pets aren't as big of a deal when you're not lagging. Just saying, I'm throwing that out there. I know a lot of you guys don't, especially Buzz and and Ghost and everybody. You guys are lagging all over the place. And you're like, why can't I loot? And I'm all like, loot, 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 loot. I actually loot faster than my pets, so just throwing that out there. But just as Ghost said, though, the Conqueror's package is mandatory if you plan on being competitive. Plain and simple. There is no other option, really. The Tier 5 horse is not as big of a deal. The 2500 pulse is important. The pet is important. The fact that you get 3 additional character slots, that is very, very important if you're trying to min-max and you're trying to stay ahead of the curve. And just the fact that you also get 2 extra days head start, that's gigantic in BDO.
That's a huge time advantage, especially in something where time is really valuable, I find. So just to break it down, I mean, there's subtle differences in these packages. I mean, you get some decor coupons, you get some die boxes, you get your appearance change coupon, some skill resets, it's got some stuff, and it basically just increases off that base package. Personally, me looking into it as an outsider, I look at it and I go, you know what? just because I always do it. I go big dick. But I mean, if I wasn't going to and I only had, the $50 or whatever to throw at the game, it does look like a benefit rich package. But as you said, if you're going to be one of those, let's be hardcore, let's be competitive, and let's stay competitive, then yeah, you're going to want to get out the gate and get out the gate early.
Well, one of the things also, the difference between the packages, you'll get a full costume. And that, the costumes give you little perks and benefits, but back to what Ghost said, you need to really wait until you see what the
All right, technical difficulty. Your host fucked that right up. Bear with me a minute. I'm just getting the audio back.
Switch
This
to
Tome
there we
talk.
go. You can go back.
Because that wasn't
I'm sorry.
because that wasn't embarrassing as shit. It had to happen, right? First episode.
Winning.
Who fucked it up? This guy.
You fucked it.
Yeah, I fucked it up. It happens. And you know
You
what?
had one job.
Okay.
One job.
I know. I had.
Okay, I'll do it real quick. What I said is everything that they have on there, with the exception of the horse, you'll be able to purchase in the cash shop. The difference between the middle and the big one is you get the weapon skin along with the costume skin, so you'll get the full costume in effect. Which, if you scroll down and you look at the fact, you can figure out what characters are going to be available. And just looking at that, they say the three that they're still working on the costumes are the Wizard, the Witch, and the Valkyrie, as well as the 4 original classes. Just throw that in. It's like under the fact when you do the costume, but yeah, going back to what Ghost said, until we see the cash shop, it's going to be really hard to see how much of a value it is. Horses, that's a joke, because you can get 2 tier 2 horses, you can get them up to level 30 AFK in less than a week, and you'll breed them. And the worst I ever got was a tier 5 from breeding tier 2s. But the rest of them were tier 6s. So
Basically, it looks like it's just a head start. Go faster in the beginning if you want. Like you said.
no. Now back to the thing with the pets, though, that I will say, for people that haven't played before, the best value that you can purchase in the cash shop will be the pets, because the pets can be used on all of your characters. Whereas a costume, you buy an int suit for your ranger. The ranger is the only one that can wear it. You can't pull it off and put it on a wizard. But your pets can be used on all of your characters on the account.
I just want to say something real quick. I just saw the link, the costumes. Highly upset. Highly
Yeah.
upset.
Doesn't really look very good,
What?
does it?
They use
No, those
those
are
costumes. I know those
Porcupine
costumes.
costumes, boys.
The porcupine costumes? Like, really?
They're free.
Fucking ass. Out of all the costumes to choose, they picked that one.
Better
But
than the
Zimmy.
default one, IMO.
Zimmy, the good news is they will never be available in the cash shop.
What? Oh, no, because nobody
far as
wants
we
them.
know.
They were the worst ones to sell on the Korean version. The only good ones was the warrior. That was the only good one, but the rest of them look like ass.
the reaction of everybody is priceless. Oh, I love it. So there's a bunch of different options. They're all available at on the BDO website. I personally am throttling people and telling them to get in there and get their pre-order and come play closed beta and stop being pussies and shit like that. But that's just who I am. Wow. It's just I'm taking a lot away from this personally today. I hope that everybody in the stream is as well. Again, sorry, I fucked up. I feel like I need to play that Now You Fucked Up song, but we're being professional around here. God. If there was something I mean, for the price point, do you guys think that the content that they're providing us is value?
Everything besides the $100 pack. I think the $100 packs, I don't know, it feels more or less like around 80 or 70 worth. Like there's just something missing from it. It feels like the only reason why its price has that is because of the 97-hour head start, or 96, whatever it is.
I disagree with you, Ghost. Like I said, we have to wait to see what the costume is. If they end up charging $40 or $50 for a full costume, forget what it looks like, but just for the stats, that's going to have the value. Then the character slots, what were character slots, like $3 on Korea? So you figure that's like another $10. The pets probably about $10. They're saying that the pearls are a $25 value. So like I said, when you add it all up, need to wait and see what they're actually going to be charging for the stuff.
Yeah, go by at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But from a person like coming from a point of view of wanting to stay ahead of the curve and wanting to stay on top, I will say the 2-day head start is worth a lot of money. I mean, that's the thing about all these pre-order packs and whatnot, is it's all about how much that person who's paying and how much those items actually mean to them. So, I mean, sure, I think the costume is asshole. And I would never wear that unless I have nothing else better to wear. To someone else, they could love that costume, like a warrior, for instance, and they could say, "Oh, yeah, I love this costume. I'm never taking it off." And to them, it could be worth $50. So,
I know personally, coming into this game and dropping the money on it, you can ask anybody in our guild or that's been around when I was buying that package. Being the fact just the currency conversion is what kicked me in the nuts onto the whole factor of it. I see where you're coming from as to trying to find the value in it. I do believe that my biggest gain in this, just because of my gameplay style, is going to be that head start time, and the actual value to me as somebody who hasn't spent as much time playing, say, like the KR version. I get 2 closed betas to play in, which gives me time to actually learn some more in-depth mechanics and get more familiarized with the game, which I think is huge.
for sure, 100% for sure on that one.
Ghost, you have to take off here in a few minutes, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta head out. I got work, unfortunately.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, thank you for being here, and just let me know when you're ducking out here, and we'll take care of that.
Yeah, I'll just go and head out now. Have a great night, guys. It was fun.
See you,
Yeah,
Ghost.
you too, man.
All right, Ghost.
Can we please leave his picture up?
we are so leaving his picture up.
That is Ghost.
Freeze frame.
Oh, forever. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Well,
And then he just...
insert technical difficulties. This is why we call it a pilot. Fuck.
Oh man.
Oh
wow. No,
yeah.
Just fucked everything.
Yeah. So guys, listen, I'm gonna blame that on Ghost.
Well, I'm still here if you want. I can just join back real quick and just turn off my cam.
Yeah.
If that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it might be a good idea to dial back in.
I just want to throw in with the
just
whole
want
thing about the
I
$100.
just want the Asian kid with the donuts on a stick.
There you go. I think is that it?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
That
mute-
works
mute
perfectly.
The Skype.
Oh shit.
I just want to throw in though, at least it's not $150 for the top package.
Oh.
Okay,
$50.
Buzz? Buzz, you and I are gonna fight now.
No. I understand you dropped about 150 for it. But I'm just saying that bait and switch that we had, last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get what you're saying. It's
It was
just
like 2 years ago now, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago now. But hey, well, if it makes you feel any better, it's gonna cost me 12,000.
Shut up.
What? It's the truth. I just convert a conversion rate. It's gonna cost me 12,278 yen.
Yeah, yen. Bro, that'd be like me saying it's gonna cost me 6 million pesos. Like, if we want to get into currencies that it's gonna cost way too much of, I mean, let's go to the peso.
I think it's actually gonna run me about like 120 bucks. I think somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, you're in the same ballpark as me in Australia.
But I tell you, talking about the pricing, the way that it compares to, and I know Down is publishing for us, and it was mail.ru that published for the Russian, but their pricing on their packages were a lot cheaper, if I recall.
I honestly,
Not to throw a fly in the ointment, but
I honestly don't know. But guys, we're just about out of time for today. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody that showed up to make this possible. We are going to be going forward. Episode 2 will be better and even more fun. I'm sure that we'll have more technical bloopers. And can we all take a vote here and maybe just find a way to edit the fat Chinese kid's face so that Ghost's mouth goes in there and it's permanently there, and all we have is a mouth that moves?
Just Ghost's mouth.
I think so. We're gonna work on that for the next stream for sure, because I can't even get over that right now.
He's so happy.
He's so happy with his donuts on his stick.
because he's got food in his front of his face.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be pretty happy too with some donuts on his stick right now. Oh shit. So guys, as always, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Tome Talk, brought to you by blackdeserttome.com. Make sure that you head on over to the website. Get registered for the forums. Check it out. we're just pointing and the flaming thing. Oh, blurry finger. Yeah. Check out the website, get registered on the forums so you guys can submit topics that you'd like to see us cover in the show. There will be specific feedback threads set up for every episode that we launch, so you can tell the greater powers how horrible we did, or what you found entertaining, or what you don't want to see ever again. I also thank a few of you for not standing up during this show. But yeah, I'm going to take away from this that we did good. I feel like it's been a positive reach. Make sure I can't hammer it in there enough. Yeah, I've got Dev's popping up things in the little corner of my screen that as soon as I click on them, all of your pictures are going to go away. So I'm just going to pretend like it's super not important. There's probably some links that we'll post in chat. But yeah, blackdeserttome.com. Get registered. Check it out. There's a ton of useful information on there that's being updated consistently by a team of, well, I'm not going to call them skilled professionals or professionals by any means, but hey, they're keeping it going and they're doing an awesome job at it. People are already taking away things that like Ghost likes to spin and go fast.
Yep.
Maybe we'll change his name to Spin and Go.
No, spin to win.
Spin
to win. Spin to win. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys all tune in. I believe we're going to do this next Saturday. I know it conflicts with some people's Thanksgiving plans, but there's a good portion of us that either have already celebrated the real Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm going to catch a bunch of shit for that, but whatever. And there's some of us in countries that don't have Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but we have real bacon.
Oh, dude, we are
That's true.
We are not starting on this bacon debate again. I mean, dude, okay, yes, there's P-mail bacon, or I don't understand. Like, when I go to the States, if I order Canadian bacon, it legitimately is a slab of ham. When I order Canadian, I don't order Canadian bacon here. It's called P-mail bacon. It's like back bacon. It's nice and it's shaved and it's delicious. It's not a chunk of fucking ham.
Wait, did you just say back bacon?
Yeah, back bacon, bro. Have you never heard of back?
What the fuck is back bacon?
Oh, okay, we are gonna have to talk, friends. I mean, really, if you don't know what
Bacon
back,
on the back of a bacon? Like the very rear end of that fucking pig?
Oh dear God. Yeah.
I have this picture. I have
bad
this
back.
picture of a guy that's just like pulling bacon off of his back.
Oh,
and
Jesus
eating it.
Christ.
It's just like back bacon.
It's just the pig from The Simpsons bending backwards and chewing on his ass. Exactly. Back bacon. Oh, this is going to be a topic of discussion for a while, I can see. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to roll the credits, and we're going to get the fuck out of here till next weekend. Make sure you hit blackdeserttome.com. Follow your people if you would like. There's tons of links and other fun shit. Thanks for tuning in. Rock on.